Jean-Baptiste! Now this is what I call the route du Calvados. We just left port at near Ulgat, and we're now headed westwards towards Ouistreham. Regarde pas moi, Jean-Baptiste. Ah, où est-ce que c'est un petit vidéo. We got a little bit far apart. He's just continuing his course a little bit further out to sea than me, and it's pretty slow here with not much of a wind and a little bit of chop, and over between the between the cable and the mast. There's a ship that came from Portsmouth not very long ago. She's been there moored. That's Ouistreham, and we're going to put in there and have a little look down the Orne. We are now coming into Ouistreham. There's the lighthouse. Church behind, and there's some sandbanks here, and go very carefully to go between the port and starboard markers. And there's Jean-Baptiste in his boat behind me. There's no wind now, and so we are motoring. Okay, cheers. This is the best part of a dinghy cruise. The boat's all tied up, boat tents, and the other one up there on the beach, much higher. There we are. And this is Jean-Baptiste Poisson, a good friend, an old friend, and a fellow sailor. We're now sailing out of Ouistreham with there's Ouistreham back there, and we're sailing out with a nice little wind, slightly agitated sea, but not too bad at all. So it's just a moment of plain sailing, and there's Jean-Baptiste over there in my other little boat. We are now beginning to go before Tabur, which is just before Dives-sur-Mer, which is where my car is, and the trailer and everything. And this part of France, along the Calvados coast, I'm calling this cruise La Route du Calvados, and these are holiday resorts that were once, probably towards the end of the 19th, beginning of the 20th century. They were quite classy holiday resorts for Parisians. And Deauville still is, with its great big plush casino and all the other attractions. There's Jean-Baptiste in the distance there. He's going a little bit nearer to the beach than I am. because there's a restriction that makes us go further out to sea, a little bit further on. This is just the beginning of Tabur, and there's a posher area a little bit further on. We're now arriving at in front of the posher part of Tabur, with the big casino in the middle, and big buildings that look like hotels, and thousands of people on the beach, as we'd expected. It's a nice day, a little cooler because there's a northwest wind, and I'm making decent progress. Jean-Baptiste is quite a long way in front of me, because despite it being a small sail, it's a small boat, so it's a bit quicker than this old cruiser is. So he's doing rather well. He's an experienced sailor. Have every confidence in him, and he seems to be enjoying himself with this tiny little boat. This one's slightly bigger, at 12 feet. Got a rag. I rather suspect Dive, as in Dives and Lazarus, the rich man. So perhaps this is the rich man on the sea. Of course, it's quite a bit more popular now than it would have been at the beginning of the 20th century, when it was for very rich people. The really rich people go to Deauville rather than here to Tabur or to Dives or to Ulgat, which is further. As you can see, there's quite a lot of mist today over that hill, over the town and the scene. That's Ulgat. Anyway, signing off now because I'm going to get some weight on my motorboat. This is Dives sur Mer. We're just about to enter the port. Jean-Baptiste in front of me. I've managed to catch him up. I used a bit of engine to get a bit of extra speed, and so we'll get lined up and then take our sails down and take Jean-Baptiste in tow to go into port. That was a nice old boat coming out. Oh yes, very nice. So a little church from something like the 1920s, and that's Ulgat. A couple of yachts under power, and yeah, it's a little bit clearer, a little bit less fog, and all that's rather nice. There's the starboard. Yes, it's green. It's starboard stage signal, and so we'll be continuously going to port. Going to sign off now. On the way back home, we stopped at a little place. This is a lighthouse that's no longer used because there's no water here for miles. The Seine used to fill a whole valley, and that was all made into land in about the 19th century. And we just stopped here on the way back home, and here's the boatmobile, the little yellow boat on the roof rack, and here's Sarum, and we're having a nice little thing to eat. Just say hello to my Jean-Baptiste, dis bonjour à ceux qui vont le regarder sur l'internet. Voilà, et puis it's a real move. There's the engine, and that's the launching trolley for the little yellow boat and all and everything. And so and there we are. So this is the convoy. Okay, so that'll be about that for the route du Calvados.